Good morning, people. So, I'm going to meditate today, and I want to share that with you because this is something that took me a while to get into and understand. And the key to meditation is not to try and shut your mind up or try to stop it from thinking, because that is counterintuitive, because that's creating more resistance. And the nature of the mind is to think. So you don't want to fight against the nature of the mind. You want to cooperate. So I say to be kind. I tell my clients and when I'm giving seminars is to be kind to the mind and allow it to come to calm, right? It's like a child. If you yell at a child while it's upset or while it's screaming and crying, when you're yelling at him or her, she's going to scream and yell more, right? But if you were to nurture her and just, soothe her, she or he would calm down. So that's the same thing with your mind. You want to look at it like this beautiful child and you want to be kind. So you want to start off with just not having any expectations, because it's not about what happens during the meditation. It's about what happens in the hours later as you're living your life and moving around and things are coming your way. There is stresses in your life and things are happening. That's when you start to notice how you respond to the world, how you respond to stress. Are you quick to fly off the handle, or are you pretty calm for some reason, or you find yourself pretty clear-minded and you respond from this place where you're like, oh, did that come from me? Cool. That's sort of what happens later on. So think of the side effects, right? So don't have so much expectations during the meditation, because that just puts too much pressure on everything and you're not gonna feel calm. All right? So you want to start off with just having no expectations and just focusing on your breath. I like to start with 3 counts in through my nose and 5 counts out through my nose. So basically you keep your mouth closed and you keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth. That's the home base. That's your tongue's home base. So you want to keep it in this home base. So as you breathe out, you just breathe out through your mouth, but because your mouth is closed, the air is just going to naturally come out of your nose without you having to force it. As long as you keep your tongue on the top of the roof of your mouth, then everything will just happen very naturally, and then you'll feel calm. Okay, so just going to close your eyes. You're going to inhale for 3 counts, and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you do this, and what you want to do is every time you're very conscious of your breath, you are not thinking. It's hard to think when you're very conscious of your breath. So that's how you slowly stop thinking. But here's the thing. The nature of the mind is going to think. It's going to think what you got to do. You got to get out of this. There's too much to do. What are you doing sitting here? You got to go get stuff, going. That's when you watch the mind, because you're the higher consciousness. So if you're not going to pull yourself up and watch the mind, you end up becoming the mind. So you lose that bigger, higher self. You want to look at the mind and you don't complain or get upset with it, because remember, it's a beautiful child. So you got to be kind to the mind to calm it down. So you look at this beautiful child and you ask this mind, what would the mind like to think of next? So you literally say, what is the mind thinking of next? When you ask and then you watch, you'll notice that it quiets down, because you're now witnessing it. So it just continue to practice it like this. That's all you got to do. That's all you do. And you just practice watching the mind and asking, what is the mind thinking of next? And then you continue to breathe through that question. In for 3, out for 5. You're going to find that your breath is going to get longer over that little bit of time. That gap between thoughts, that's what you're aiming for, the gap between thoughts. That gap between thoughts where you're not thinking may only last for a split second. But if you keep breathing and asking what the mind is thinking of now, that gap starts to expand a little bit more. And then might come back in a little bit, but then you just continue to love the mind and be kind to the mind. And then it starts to open up again. So now you start to create this calm, this space. Again, no expectations of what happens during. Don't expect, I got to see lights. I got to see, some sort of angel singing or nothing like that. Just all calmness. And then later, the side effects is when you start to realize your character, your personality is just a little bit different, and it's something that you can get addicted to. And then you'll come back and go, well, I really like this meditation. Then you just come back and do it. Doesn't have to be an hour, doesn't have to be half an hour or even 20 minutes. 5 minutes. Just start with 5 minutes and then see how you feel. As your breath becomes longer, you become calmer. You're going to naturally want to do 7 or 10 or whatever, but let that happen naturally. Don't start off like right away trying to be like a monk, because that's just gonna throw you off and you're like, I hate this. I'm not doing it again. So start slow, 3 counts in, 5 counts out, breathing. Close your mouth, keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth, and just be kind to the mind. That's it.